Y'all, welcome to Gilonia's Academy Conference, GAC 1.0. My name is Gideon Paul, and I'm the convener of this conference. This conference was set up to help young entrepreneurs, millennials, to thrive and stay relevant going forward, especially in the post-COVID era. Now, while creating this conference, while preparing and planning for this conference, um, our demography changed, and we had to consider other persons of different ages. So we are going to be having different people from different ages, irrespective of the age. So it's not going to be limited to just youths, young entrepreneurs, millennials, or recent graduates. So without further ado, I'm going to be introducing our speaker for today. Our speaker is, I don't know how to describe this lady with mere words, but she is someone I first got to meet her in a seminar, a fiscal seminar. That was when, before the COVID, as pre-COVID now. I met her at this seminar, and this lady had so much substance when she was sharing stuff with us. Like when she was one of the panelists in that seminar. When she shared stuff with us, it was mind blowing. One of the things she shared with us was uh, has been one of the things I've used that has helped me in my growth, my business growth online. And without further ado, I'll be bringing her up. Her name is Sarah Audu, or you can a lot of who know her as Princess Audu. She's a fashion blogger. She's a content creator. She's she's an influencer par excellence. She's an influencer extraordinaire. So I'll be adding her up to come live with me. Let's welcome.
So, still waiting. Okay.
Hi, can you hear me? Hello? Can't hear
Yes,
you anymore.
I can. I can. Can can everyone else hear? You can hear me?
Okay, now I can. It's a bit better. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
All right. All right. All right. So if you can hear me,
Sorry, I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
please just say hi. Hi.
Your voice seemed all of a sudden. It was clear before, but now I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I mean it's hard. It's really hard to hear you. It was really clear before, but right now it's like I can barely hear you.
And disconnects. All right.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can
All
hear
right.
you. Perfectly fine.
It was my headphone that was preventing it. It's
Yeah.
nice having you here. It's really nice having you here. And
Thank you for having me.
first of all, I need to let the audience know how you were one of the speakers that was readily um, responding, or you wanted to really speak with my audience, and you really, from the first moment I told you about this conference, you immediately connected to it. And it was the same with other speakers, but with you it was like it just flowed. Because for me, to start this conference, I like to commit everything I want to do into God's hands. I prayed,
Mhm.
and I believe God gave me the names of speakers He wanted me to have on this conference, and such that it was not too, but it was not too burdensome for me to have the speakers come speak. And you immediately connected to what we had to do here. No hassles, no troubles. Is not is rare to find among influencers, top caliber influencers like yourself. So please, everybody, help me welcome Princess Audu. She's going to be sharing with us some great value for the next few minutes. So please, Sarah, please you introduce yourself. Who is Princess Audu? Who is Sarah Audu?
Okay. Hi guys. I actually didn't expect an introduction, so let me just jump right in. I'm gonna like speak freely. My name is Sarah. People call me Princess Audu. That's the name of my brand. I am a content creator, blogger slash influencer, what they call us right now. My platform, I seek to kind of promote modest fashion, highlight made in Nigeria brands that are doing really well, as well as actually showcase living in Abuja. So the kind of content I covers relates to fashion, modest fashion, Nigerian brands, and then faith as well, because I am a Christian as well.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. It's just one thing I've been able to, like, one way I've been able to connect with you is your modest fashion. Like is when I told my fiance about your page, she immediately connected with your page, and she
Okay,
was
thank
raving
you.
so much about your page and the content you give out.
Thank you.
So one of the purpose, or one of the aims of this conference, was to help those who are going to be participating, or the participants, to understand that um, with the COVID era comes a lot
Hmm.
of change, and
Yeah.
even more in the post-COVID era, a lot of changes are going to occur. And
Hmm.
the no industry or no field, as much as the creative industry, the business industry, is going to be affected. So the problem with a lot of people when it has to do with um, creating stuff like this, starting businesses, having probably a company, or starting the creative field, is starting. A lot of the problems a lot of people face is starting. So
Okay.
I want you to share with us what were the things, or what was the mindset you had when starting out, and what was your experience while starting out? I believe you sharing this with the audience will help a lot of people who are having difficulties starting. So, what were your experiences? What mindset did you start off with?
Okay. So I started with fashion blogging. Fashion is the main focus of my brand, the kind of content I create as well. So it wasn't anything that I really, really like thought out really well. Do you understand? Like at that point in time, it was like just something that I was interested in, and I was like, hey, I've seen other people do this. I can do this too. So I just started. I didn't really think so much about it. And when I started, it wasn't even like something that people do to make money, to advertise businesses. It was just like, hey, this is me, this is what I like, and I'm sharing it out to other people. That was just basically it. So it wasn't anything like thought out. And then I was younger, I was a student. It's not like I invested so much money in it. It was money that was already being spent on clothes. So yeah.
Okay, all right. So
Mm,
you just started to start out. You saw a lot of people doing, and you just felt it was
yeah.
now. Something that really catches my attention with your platform is the number of people you have following you. Now, I study a lot of social media brands.
Hmm.
And you see a lot of brands that have as much as 50K followers, a community of as much as 50, 100, and
Hmm.
they don't have half the engagement you have. And your engagement is not just people just saying yes, hello, hi. These are people who are engaging with the content you
Mm.
create. But I've realized that it takes a lot for people to go on someone's feed and read the captions, and it's like
The way
this
you
thing is
emphasize
hard
read.
because see, this is something a lot of people are facing. But for you, it just flows. So what was the difference? I know it has to do
Mm.
with now. This is something I learned. I learned something from Olakunle Sorio. He
Okay.
is referred to as a catalyst. Um, we are entering an era of borderlessness. The post-COVID
Mm.
era is going to be characterized by its borderlessness. That means um, people or businesses, brands have to start looking beyond the shores of their nation or the economic shores, political shores to operate. That's why the internet is here. The internet is a major catalyst. And one thing that is going to push businesses, push brands, push people in the creative industry is content creation. You are
Yeah.
someone who's who gives top-notch content. So
Thank you.
what differentiates you from other persons who are trying to put out content and that they're not getting half as much engagement as you? Because I know that there has to be something. If it were to be easy, everyone will have been doing it, but not everyone is doing it. So what is it?
Well, first of all, I think it's interesting that you think I have that many followers. I still consider myself small influencer, a micro influencer. I feel like I've not gone as far as I want to. Also, my engagement is pretty okay. I don't think it's like mind blowing. But yeah, I will say I have to appreciate my community for always engaging with my comments in my comment section, especially. I tend to write a lot, and I know a lot of people don't read, but I think this really started with like, it's like a personal, like the thing about social media or online is when you put yourself out there, you kind of reflect who you are personally. And the more of yourself you put out there, you attract those kind of like-minded people with you. So now you attract those kind of people to your page. When I started out creating content, I started from a blog, okay? I started with a blog, and at that time we write out our content. So you write everything out. It was more like then it was like new post on the blog, check it out. It wasn't like the way it is on Instagram now where we put everything. So as it continued to shape, I kind of took my blog posts and put it as Instagram captions. And anybody who has ever met me knows that I like to talk. I always have something to say. To say. So I just kind of like started putting it in my captions. And the more I posted about my faith, shared my experiences, I was vulnerable with people, the more people related with my experience as well. And that's why even sometimes I don't even have anything to say. And thankfully, my audience or my followers, my awesome people come as well and comment. So come and comment on my content. So I think it's really important. You know, one way to build an engaged community is to put yourself out there. I'm not saying you should show your everything about you, but you need to be vulnerable to an extent to people. Let them feel like they can connect with you, they understand your story, and that they know you a little bit. You know, you kind of need to share your experience with people for them to really resonate with your content. That's one thing that helps, you know.
All right. Share what resonates with people. This is actually true.
And
For
also you have to
me,
be true to yourself as well. You
true,
also have
true,
to be true to yourself as well, because you're reflecting yourself, and those are the kind of people you attract. So
true,
like now my content, I have a lot of Christians following me because that's the kind of content I put out. So
true,
that's
true.
how it works, you know.
True, true. I support that point of being true to yourself. The advantage of being true to yourself is that even those who like are not your direct audience tend
Mm-hmm.
to connect in a way to what you're
Yeah,
doing, even if they are
exactly.
not sadly part of the
Yes.
audience you're trying to reach out to. For
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
instance, um, before I wouldn't say I'm not much of a fashion person.
Yeah.
I, I repeat a lot of my clothes. One of the one of the one of the complaints I get from my siblings, my fiance, is that even a friend talked about it last week. Why is it that we guys, she saw me with a particular dress on social media. I took a picture, and then she came some days after to my house, and that was the dress I was to use for a particular program. So I am not really much of a fashion person, but for some reason I connect with your content. I connect with your content because it's so relatable, not just to fashion. It's so relatable to life. You bring out a lot of things that have to do with, even like you said, you bring things out from the Christian perspective.
Yeah.
So I tend to connect with it, and that is one importance of being true to yourself, or that's a benefit of being true to yourself.
Mm.
So my next question for you is, My sister actually asked me this question. She said I should ask you. She's a makeup artist,
Okay.
and now she wants to go into fashion fully.
Okay.
You are a fashion blogger.
Mm.
Now, someone who wants to take advantage of the fashion niche fashion industry, you want to start up in fashion, what would you tell these persons? What advice would you give to these persons to start to build relevance? Because it's not just about starting. The world has gone beyond the buy my dress, buy my this, buy my that. A lot of those kind of persons are fading already. So for someone who wants to be relevant going forward, because the truth is you are very relevant now and you are even going to be more relevant going forward. What
Amen.
advice? So what would you tell someone who's starting out? What thing, what one thing would you say that they should do that will stand them out or make them relevant?
Okay, so first of all, the fashion niche is already saturated. There's so many people who post fashion content. So you want to ask yourself, what kind of content do you want to create? What kind of personal style? First of all, it's going to be based on your personal style at the end of the day, because it's not like you're doing fashion blogging per se. You are doing reflecting your personal style, hoping to inspire people as well. So, for example, now I would ask you, okay, do you want to maybe focus more on Ankara pieces? Do you want to do more modest pieces? Are you into thrifted pieces? Now that's very, very technical, so I wouldn't want you to stress so much on it, but it would be good if you know the kind of fashion content you want to create. However, I will tell you to just start posting the outfits that you wear, outfits that perhaps people compliment you on. And very, very importantly, especially now, if you want to go into content creation, you have to make sure that you have good visuals. So either you're investing in a camera, or even if not a camera, invest in a really good phone, guys. Invest in a good phone that will take you really nice pictures. Learn how to take pictures, learn how to edit pictures, and also look at things that are doing well. Like, what kind of content does really well on Instagram right now? The first thing is fashion videos. Fashion videos do really well right now. So you can start off with fashion videos. Think of niches or topics that would be of interest. People are going back to work. You can do a workwear video, a workwear fashion video. So you want to focus on giving people value. Yeah, I know it's just clothes. Anybody can put things together, but what you want to do is try to make sure that you are helping people. You're solving a need with fashion. Are you showing people where to find affordable work dresses? Are you showing people where to buy the best thrifted clothes? Are you showing people, the best things to wear to church? So something like that. You want to focus on that as well. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Guys, the gen just went off. There's, I think rain wants to fall.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay.
let me just turn on my torch. I think that should help.
All right, no problem.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
No
I don't
problem.
know what to do. Please just give me a moment. Let me find out what happened.
All right, well with you, well with you.
All
So
right.
I'll just be keeping the audience engaged while you get Jen walking. So guys, for those of you who want to go into the fashion industry, who want to go into the fashion niche, I guess you've seen a lot of things that Sarah said. You have to. Now, there's a question I want to ask her. There's a question I want to ask relating to those who want to start with a low budget, those who don't have large capital to start with. For instance, I know one of the issues I faced with starting was the gadgets. I couldn't afford top gadgets. I'm someone who is an advocate for starting with what you have, starting with the little you have. Or
Sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong. I'm just gonna hold my other phone in my hand.
I
Yeah. So
can see.
they're just gonna figure it out. But I was using my external lighting, and yeah, it's off.
Oh,
So
all
I'm just
right,
sorry, guys. I have to use my phone. I'm really
no
sorry.
problem, no problem, no problem, no problem. So, so while you were away, I was saying something. You talked about fashion videos. You talked about having sophisticated gadgets that you can use to give
It doesn't have to be
quality.
sophisticated. It doesn't have to be
Okay,
sophisticated.
sophisticated. Now, for instance, I have come to realize that the little for someone might be large for someone else.
Mm.
Now, um, what would you advise for those who want to start little? Because in the Nigerian context, when you talk about little, we are looking at 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. A lot of these people don't. A lot of persons that engaged with me before this conference are persons that they can't confidently bring out 50,000 to say, okay, I want to buy these gadgets. So I want to look at it from even to the lowest denominator or denomination, or to the lowest capacity possible. So for someone who wants to start from a very little or from a very humble background, do you have anything of advice to give them?
Okay, I'm trying to think, because these gadgets they're expensive. Like, you need a good amount of money. But what I would say is, if you are starting out right now and you can't afford, let's say, a good phone or a good camera, look around you. Does maybe your dad have a better phone than you do? Do you have a
True.
friend who has a better phone that you can gain access to?
Yeah,
Do you know
true.
photographers that you can collaborate with? Do you maybe have photographer friends that you can borrow their camera, take pictures, and take it back, give it back to them? Those are little things that you can do to start. Also, we talk about fashion. It's all about taking pictures of outfits. You can do fashion, reposting other people's pictures. You can create outfit sets, like, outfit sets showing people how to do. You can do flat lays. So there's a whole niche of fashion content beyond personal blogging or like personal styling, taking pictures of your outfit. So something like that is an option as well. However, just so you know, I mean, start with what you have, but quality is really important. It's important that you try to get a decent quality, because the standards are not the same if you are, especially if you're trying to make money from this, okay? If you're trying to make money from this, you need to be prepared to at least spend a certain amount of money. And you could get maybe a secondhand phone, for example, a secondhand iPhone 6 or iPhone 7 that you can use to create content. So just little things like that would help as well.
All right, thank you very much. Now, guys, let me blow your minds now. Let me blow your minds. She talked about you talked about starting with what you have. You talked about going to look for, you can outsource. You don't need to have these
Yeah.
gadgets. You can outsource. Now, this is it means there's no excuse. You don't have any excuse. If you want to start off, you just have to start up. There's no hindrance. Now, let me blow your mind. Would you believe it if I told you guys? Now, I'm not speaking to you, Sarah. Now, I'm speaking to the audience. Would you believe it if I told you guys that I didn't give Sarah any of the questions I was going to ask? In fact, some of these questions are coming as she's answering. I'm getting some of these questions. But it's so impressive how they're able to give practical answers, realistic answers that applies to everyone. You know, when we're putting this conference together, it was we're looking for the best. We're looking to having the best, someone who will give so much value that everyone can relate with and everyone can work with. We don't just want to start. We don't just want this conference to end and it was just an experience people had. And we want businesses. We want organizations. We want brands to start springing up from this conference. So having you giving these answers, they are so impressive. It's so impressive. I'm speaking from my own self because someone told me, let me not say someone, my fiance told me that I should ensure that I learn from this conference and
She's
not
smart.
not not just make the audience just learn and I don't gain anything from it. So I in particular am learning. It's so impressive how much you're giving us so much practical answers to these things. The last and major question is what I told you about what I sent you yesterday when I was talking about the conference. You've given you've given us an idea about it, but paint a picture and tell us, for someone who wants to thrive, going
Okay.
forward
Mm-hmm.
in the fashion and content creation niche, give us paints a picture that we should be looking at going forward, especially in the post-COVID era, and give us an idea of how we can thrive to be important. Because I want to believe that a lot of fashion brands are going to start here. And for the audience listening to us, if from after this conference you're starting a brand, fashion related brand, please just share with me in my DM. You can send me an email, send me a text, whatever. You can go to my profile and you see my details. You can send me a DM. So for those who are
There's
going to
something.
start,
Are you seeing the questions here? Who's this person? I am George. See, if you have questions, just send me a DM. I'll answer you. If you have personal,
okay,
just send me a DM. I'll answer you
okay,
guys. It's not.
okay,
Nobody should beg
there will
or beg. Send me a DM. I'll answer it. Then this life goes off. Send me a DM. Okay.
a 5 minutes session for questions because we've already
Okay.
overshot our time. But
Mm,
there will be a 5 minute session for questions. So please
okay.
just give us ideas, give us words of wisdom to thrive in
Okay.
fashion and the content
Mhm.
creation niche. You've spoken about this, but just give us a more rounded thing that someone who wants to start can go ahead with.
Okay. I think for generally for content creation, you want to focus on investing in the quality of your content. Okay. So first of all, if you're in fashion niche and all, you want to make sure that you are solving a problem. Like I said earlier, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I
Okay,
can
so
hear
you're
you.
solving a problem. Okay, so now you have to look at like what's going on right now. For example, right now, people may not exactly have that much money to be buying new clothes from scratch. So you want
Mm,
to maybe consider something as simple as budget fashion. How can
okay.
people make the most of the wardrobe that they already have? How can people switch up pieces that they already own? How can people get access to things that are more affordable? Now, looking beyond, okay, so we didn't really talk about making money, but if you want to make money, okay, and you're an influencer, we get paid to influence for brands. Let me just tell you, the money is not coming like before, okay? People do not have money right now. So one thing you can do is, yes, one thing you can do is to think of something that people need that you can sell. A
Okay.
product, a service. Do people need to learn how to take better pictures? Can you do that? Are there businesses who are looking for pictures to sell their clothes? Can you do that? Are there people who are looking for models or people to wear their clothes, so they can post it on their page? Can you offer that kind of service? Those are little
Mm,
things that one should look out for, especially after COVID or the following the
yeah.
situation that's going to come from
Yeah.
COVID-19. Yeah.
All right. All right. So basically, people just need to look at, they should micro search. They should they
Yeah,
should
yeah.
they should just look at the little aspects where they can come in. They don't have to be the traditional tailor. You don't have to be the person selling clothes and stuff like that.
Mm,
Just look for micro niches that you can,
yeah,
if in the fashion industry, just
yeah.
come in. All right, thank you
Mm.
so much. Thank you so much. So now it's time for questions.
Okay.
Now, all of you who've had questions, I am Joycey is my younger sister. Don't mind her. She's my younger sister. She's into fashion.
Okay.
She's into fashion. That's why
Mm.
she's been asking fashion related questions. So, if you have questions, now is the time. Now is the time. So just start. You can send in your question. Okay, I can see a question here from Stamin. She said, so as a makeup artist, you need to have, okay, it's not good. Okay, you need to have a good camera and your business to grow. What if you don't have a good phone though? What can you do? I think you've answered that already. I
Yeah.
think you've answered that. Yeah, you've answered
Well,
that.
if you don't have a good phone, you can definitely still take pictures. Just get a good source of lighting. Before this whole NEPA lighting situation, I was using a ring light. You can see the huge difference it makes. This is my phone. This is my other phone torchlight that's reflecting on me. So always
Yeah.
find a good source of light. You can either go outside, even no matter how bad your phone is. I'm telling you, even if it's the Pac OS phone, even if it's I hate to cast Infinix and Techno, but we know their camera quality isn't that great. Even if it's a Techno, you can still take decent pictures, especially if you focus on getting good lighting, okay? And if you don't have tools to take pictures yourself, there are so many bloggers who are looking for people that will give them free makeup, okay? Not everybody knows how to do makeup. Tell them that you'll do their makeup and then that they should take a picture with their phone. Get your friends who have good phones, do their makeup and let them take pictures, something like that. So you'll find a way, you know.
All right, all right, all right. Someone is asking, do I need a camera as a makeup artist? I think you've answered this question
Yeah,
already.
no, you don't need a
You've,
camera actually. I have a camera. I have a camera. I'm still gonna get another camera. I have a Samsung and I have an iPhone. These are not things I bought at once, by the way, and it cost money, okay? Right now, if I were to start content creation right now in 2020, I would just buy an iPhone. I would buy an iPhone. The iPhone 7 Plus I have is good. I use it to film videos. I even all my videos on my page, I use my iPhone. Then some of my pictures actually on my page right now, I use my phone to take those pictures. So I mean it's not as cheap, but if you can save up or get people to help you out, definitely do get an iPhone because you can make money from these things, you know.
okay, all right, all right. Now the next question comes from Glorific Style. Glorific Style says, how do you engage an audience and how often do you post?
Okay, so I didn't open my Instagram page today, so I don't post every day, okay? I try to space out my post and I try to post once I've responded to all the comments on my previous post. So if I haven't responded to the comments on my previous post, I will not post because I
Okay.
mean, I don't like it when I put comments and people don't answer and people deserve to be replied to. So on average, maybe I post 3 times a week. I can post all throughout the week, but I post 3 times a week. Building an engaged audience, we talked about this earlier. It's all about staying true to yourself, trying to offer value, being vulnerable with people, like know how to share your experiences because no matter what you think, a lot of us have similar experiences that we can relate to. Simple example, for example, I got fired. Okay, I've been fired before from a job. And I did a post on that, okay, and then there were so many people out there who were like, oh my God, thank you, Sarah. I could relate to that. So that's one way that you can build an engaged community by putting yourself out there, telling your story, and getting people to kind of resonate with similar experiences that you share as well. That's one way to build an engaged community. Also, if you solve a need, like you won't even stress. People will comment and engage no matter what. That's why I say for fashion now, you do style videos. Like one of my most watched videos, I didn't even do so much. I did a video on how to style a pair of trousers for a whole week going to work. I didn't beg anybody to share it, but people felt that it helped them. So they shared it, they commented on it, and that's just how simple it is. If you're solving a need, you won't have to beg people to engage with your content, okay?
True. All
Mm.
right. All right. So think the last question we have here. Um okay, now I want to ask for my own based on this question that my fiance asked. Daniel Pels, can you share a little about your journey as a modest fashion designer? So first of all, I know you've talked about your journey starting, but are you into fashion designing or
No,
just
I'm not.
you're
I
not
don't
fashion?
design. I just do content creation, fashion blogging, basically content creation. That's my main
Okay,
area right now. Yeah.
all right, all right. Miracle, Daniel Pels. Hope she has answered your question. All right. Let me see if there's any more question. Okay. Okay, I think what I'm just saying is people appreciating you. I'm so happy for this. I think my question has been perfectly answered. Okay, perfect. 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 Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah. It's been a you don't know how refreshing it is to come to this point or this point of this session because it has almost been like a lot of things have been fighting to prevent this conference from even starting. Ca-
I'm so
Can you
sorry,
believe
guys.
that?
Like, the lighting and all is just,
Oh, at
I don't
least we
know
can
what's
still
going
see you.
on.
So we can still see you. So like a lot of things have prevent. For instance, I told you 2 days ago I started feeling feverish. Yesterday goal was, this morning the goal was, I could barely
Mm,
stand up. I could barely
mm,
stand up. But I was supposed to rest, but I've not been able to rest all day. But right
mm.
now, like when it was 7, I posted on my WhatsApp. No, when it was 6:59, I posted on my WhatsApp that 1 minute to go. By 7, my network went completely blank. I couldn't, and I had to put off my phone and put it on, and I came on live like 7 minutes, 7, 8 minutes past after 7. And can you believe that once I came on live, all the feverish feeling I was feeling went completely.
That's
That's why you
God.
can see me. I'm active. I'm agile. I'm smiling.
Mm,
I've not been able to
mm,
smile all day. I've not been
mm.
able to smile all day.
That's
So
God.
I
Yeah, that's
feel,
God. We prayed about it.
yeah. So I really want to I want to first of all appreciate God, thank God, and then appreciate you. I really want to appreciate you. Is I believe that from here, the
Mm.
next time we'll be bringing you, we are looking at a community of 1 million people or more, and you'll be
Amen.
verified. And we believe that the next time we're bringing you will be in our physical conference. That one is going to be a
Yeah,
very
that would be
large global
cool.
conference.
Mm,
So
mm.
thank you so much. You
Thank you
are
for having me.
you are a force to be reckoned with. You're a force to be reckoned
Mm,
with. I
mm,
saw Just Ibe. She joined the conference. She's going to be one of our speakers. Just Ibe.
mm.
She's a top sales consultant. She's and then the trees is an American. This is a global conference, so we have both Nigerians and an American. Is an e-commerce entrepreneur.
Mm.
Is coming on tomorrow. Is an American based in or he will do the introduction himself tomorrow once he comes. But we'll
Okay.
do a little introduction. So thank you so much, Sarah. We've
Thank you for having me.
trying to
Thank you.
best, and I believe the audience, the participants have been blessed. This has been a perfect way to start this conference. Thank you for agreeing to be on this conference. Thank you so much. God bless you. You've given us
Amen.
so much value. Thank you. Your business will continue to move. Your brand will continue to move higher and higher and higher. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
To the audience, thank you guys. You guys have been so wonderful. The turnout has been massive. It has been massive. It has been massive. Thank you so much. So see you guys tomorrow. It's going to be another wonderful time. It's going to be a blessing to you guys. Trust me. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'll be posting this on my page. I'll be posting this on my page. For those of you who missed, or if your friends missed, just um, go check my page and you see this. And we might have to put together the knowledge learned from this to share later, maybe after the conference. Thank you so much. So for those of you who have questions, just you can slide into Sarah's DM and she'll be more than happy to answer you. Thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow. God bless you.